If the exercises aren't working or you're not getting as fast of a response as you think you might, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. The first thing that I would ask is, am I following the instructions? Now, you've been told them verbally in the video. If you start swapping them around, adding bits and subtracting bits and distorting bits, I cannot guarantee the results you will get. If you do it out of sequence, it's very, very normal. Don't feel bad. It's very, very normal for the brain to distort, delete, and generalize, meaning it's a regular thing that happens. But this is not good. These are this is not a logical fallacy. It would be more like a cognitive bias. This is a bad thing to allow to have happen. So follow the instructions carefully. If it's not working for you, make sure you're following the instructions very carefully. And then repetition. Invoke often. We have neural pathways laid down by trauma whilst you were in a loving relationship with somebody that you couldn't escape from, that for most of you will have taken place probably for at least 2 years. So for me to come along and give you a course that you watch passively, even if you watch it over and over again for 4 or 5 hours, compare that to the thousands of hours you spent with the abuser. It's not magic. Like, I'm pretty fucking good, but there's only so much I can do without your consent. So with your consent, I need you to be repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. And I need you ultimately to trust the process. So I hope I've convinced you at this point, sold you on the idea of just how important repetition is. It's extremely, extremely important. Okay, because what you're doing, the goal of what you're doing is neural conditioning. This is the end goal. Well, actually, your end goal is neural reconditioning. Why is this necessary? When you're in an abusive relationship, typically what happens, at the very least, the abuser is, let's say they're 2 people. So here's the nice one, oh, nice eyebrow, and here's the nasty one, ooh, mean eyebrow and unhappy face. They're coming at you like this. So sometimes they're going to be nice and sometimes they're going to be nasty. Sometimes they're coming at you angelically. Sometimes they're coming at you demonically. Typically, in the early phase of the relationship, we'll see more angel than we will see demon. What they will show you is another face that I can't draw there, which would be a vulnerable face. So the angelic will also sometimes be vulnerable. And then in other phases where it's confident, it will be loving. So it will be supportive, loving, extra kind, extra empathic, extra compassionate, extra vulnerable. It will convince you of its victimhood. It will inspire feelings of sympathy and compassion in you for it. On the other side, on the demonic side, it will slowly become more impatient, judgmental, quick to temper, and harder to please. Being treated in this way by an abuser obviously creates a massive amount of confusion in which the brain starts thrashing around looking for meaning. The confused state that this induces in you as the target leaves the brain looking for meaning. It puts the brain into an open loop of what does this mean? And right here, ladies and gents, right here is where the trauma bond is formed. This treatment, I'm going to say it again, this treatment where the same person is treating you in 2 different modalities leads to massive confusion, anxiety, depression, feelings of abandonment, emotional flashbacks, which leaves the brain in an open loop. And this is the very source of the seed of the creation of the trauma bond, because this is where denial begins. Breaking the trauma bond. Why is it hard to break the trauma bond? It's hard to break the trauma bond because it sits together between abuser and target in a system that functions. The fact that it functions doesn't mean that it functions in a way that is kind, doesn't mean that it operates in a way that is gentle or supportive or helpful. It functions in the way that a rack would function, that a torture device would function. Functions very well to do its job, which is to keep you isolated and confused and going through this open loop and in denial. What am I in denial of? If you are a good and studious and conscientious student, you will stop this video now as you're writing your notes feverishly and try and answer for your own self, what is it that when this occurred, kept you in denial of? Whether this was a family relationship, a parent, or somebody that you were in an intimate relationship with, What did you go into denial of? What was the dark truth behind the black curtain that you didn't want to see? What was the ultimate forbidden hidden truth that you did not want to look at? You were like, don't look behind the curtain. What was it? Have a think. The ultimate truth, the vile, foul thing that I don't want to look at, that's in room 101, which holds my deepest, darkest fears, is this. They don't really love me. This is all fake. All this is fake. All this is real. That's harsh. It's too much. And I need this relationship, so I go into denial. I have to split off one part of my brain. So I split off the part of my brain that is responsible for critical thinking, for the capacity to make judgment, that allows me to listen to my intuition, and that allows me to self-protect. I split it. This now becomes haram. This is haram, religiously. You follow this religiously. You follow it like a religion. This is verboten. This is absolutely non-kosher. You do not go here. Because if you go here, you see this angelic figure is not an angel at all. Because by their deeds, not their words, shall ye know them, he said religiously. Actually, this is what they are. And all this is shit. This, the angel says. This is spoken. This, the demon, does. So you start looking at what they say. And you start to block out what they do. So you're walking around like this. And you're only seeing one thing. You're only seeing one side. And then people go, he hits you. He hit you in the face. He hit you. It's like physical. He actually physically manifested an act of violence. It wasn't an emotional violence. It wasn't a psychological violence. It wasn't a theoretical or, philosophical boundary break. He took his hand and smacked you in the face. And we know it's true because your eye is bruised. And what will you respond, or what do people trapped in this respond with? He's very good with the kids. He's very good. He's under a lot of pressure. He's under a lot of pressure, but he's good with the kids. So it's this. This is the perpetual state of the trauma bond. And it's rooted in denial. The denial of, they don't really love me. Worse than that, dealing with this is hard. Like if you love somebody and you're really into them and you're in a relationship and you've invested time and you've invested emotion, blah, 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 all that shit, all that wonderful shit. And you do all that and then you go, this person doesn't really love me. That sucks. That sucks. But probably most of you could deal with that. Most of you could go, that sucks. But shit, okay, well, that's life, man. I mean, it's still happening within my map of reality. Like people can love each other and then they can fall out of love, or, maybe I love you, but I met somebody else and I'm more into them than you. That sucks, but it doesn't invert reality. This is not just that. This is not just they don't really love me. This is one step worse. This is I'm in love with a total fucking lunatic who is a monster. I'm in love with this thing. Well, that would invert reality, wouldn't it? That would turn all of your value system upside down, and that would be an act of insanity. And you're not insane, are you? So double down on the denial. Double down on the denial. Split this. What did I tell you about repetition? The brain can learn through likeness, the brain can learn through trauma, or the brain can learn through repetition. I wake up in the morning and my partner, who is a good, kind, loving woman, who is vulnerable and loving and caring and empathic, starts treating me like shit. From the moment she wakes up, she treats me with contempt. She is judgmental. She is bad-tempered. She's becoming harder and harder to please every day. What do? Do I go, wow, this person really is a bit of a twat and I probably should leave them? No. What I do is I go into denial because I started from confusion. The brain went into an open loop. The whole situation trained me to use denial as a tool of coping. And I do this. I switch off. I take the keys. I put them in the ignition of the machine that is running, that is telling me, dude, there's something fucking wrong here. This person isn't what they say they are. They are what they do. And they're doing some nasty shit here. And I switch that machine off and I say, no, thank you, critical thinking. No, thank you, not today. No, thank you, capacity to make a judgment. No thank you, not today. No thank you, intuition. No thank you, self-protection. No thank you, not today. Because if I do you, I have to let this go. And if I let this go, I have to accept that they don't really love me and that I've been in love with, that doesn't exist. Just this.
Are you checking that? Can you see that?
You've been in love with this fucking thing. That's a horrible, horrible reality to wake up to. So we double down. We repeat this. Critical thinking tries to come back. It's like, the system's not working here. We need to actually do something about this. Hey, did you notice what happened there? No, thank you. No, thank you. What about self-protection? No, thank you. No, thank you. Every day, day in, day out, day in, day out. Years go by. And then you come to me or a therapist or another coach or a counsellor and you go, you know, my intuition doesn't work anymore. This critical thinking thing, I'm not very good at that. I can't pass judgment on people. I'm not self-assertive. I don't know how to protect myself. You spent years training yourself to turn that off. Because if you turn it on, you've got to face a hellish reality, the demonic reality. This is all false. They never loved me because they're not capable of love, and I've been in love with a total monster.